The Civil War started in 1861 and ended in 1865. The Civil War was between the United States of America and the Confederate States of America. The Confederate States of America were made up of slave states that seceded. There were 11 slave states that seceded, and there were 24 free states. The Confederate States, also known as the Confederacy, was led by Jefferson Davis. At the time of the Civil War, the United States President was Abraham Lincoln. On April 12, 1861, at 4:30 a.m., the Confederates opened fire with 50 cannons on Fort Sumter in Charleston, South Carolina. This is the beginning of the Civil War. On April 15, 1861, President Lincoln issues a proclamation calling for 75,000 militiamen. The first slave state to secede was Virginia, following 5 weeks later by Arkansas, Tennessee, and North Carolina. These made up the 11-state Confederacy. The Confederacy had a population of 9 million people, including nearly 4 million slaves. On July 21, 1861, the Union Army suffers a defeat at Bull Run, 25 miles southwest of Washington. During the Civil War, President Lincoln carried a great amount of grief as his son died because of fever. In August 29 through 30th, 1862, 75,000 Federals under control of General John Pope are defeated by 55,000 Confederates under General Stonewall Jackson and General James Longstreet at the Second Battle of Bull Run. On September 4th through 9th, 1862, Robert E. Lee invaded the North with 50,000 Confederates and headed to Harper's Ferry. Harper's Ferry is located 50 miles northwest of Washington. The bloodiest battle in the Civil War was at Antietam in Maryland, led by McClellan. By nightfall, 26,000 men are dead, wounded, or missing. After General Lee withdraws to Virginia on September 22, 1862, the Emancipation Proclamation was issued by President Lincoln. The Emancipation Proclamation freed slaves. Also on November 7, 1862, the President replaces McClellan with General Ambrose E. Burnside as the new commander of the Army at Potomac. He had grown impatient with McClellan's slowness to follow up on the success at Antietam. These are only a few of the big events that happened in the Civil War. If you want to know more about the Civil War, do some research on it. There are so many more events that happened that are important too.